ladies, is it possible to have love without respect? Because what I see going on a lot in the media, especially music that our youth are listening to, rap in particular, is that there's a lack of respect for each other. There's a lack of respect sometimes for themselves. And so I wanted to try to break this cycle for our youth, for our young men and young women. And so the question is going to be this: can there be love without respect? And so I looked at some of the rap lyrics that were available, very popular. I looked at two artists, J. Cole and Meek Mill. I just picked one song of theirs and looked at it. The one for J. Cole said, "For your eyes only." There was a line in that song that said, "Back that ass up and bitches get to freaking." Okay, is that respect for the black woman? Not in my opinion. I looked at Meek Mill. I just picked a song of his. I think it was called, is it Championships, Wins and Losses? The line in there said, "New jewelry, new whips on the way, burp, burp, that's your bitch on the way." Okay, so is that respect for black women? No, it's not. But this is what our youth are listening to. So my purpose in this line is to stop that cycle of disrespect so that we can have the love. Because I don't believe it's possible to have love without respect. My quote for today was this: respect is a quality of love. Respect is evidence of love. Respect is a demonstration of love. Okay, so if you don't give respect, that shows that there is something wrong with the love that you give. There is something wrong with the quality of love that you may be even capable of. Some of it I think we can relearn, and that's the purpose of my channel, the purpose of this dialogue, okay? So we're gonna start with love and respect. My questions are these: can you have love without respect? Okay, what is respect? Who decides what respect is to them? Okay, and what does respect actually look like in a relationship? What does it sound like in a relationship? Okay, and so with those questions being posed, we want to answer them, and then we want to have a demonstration of ways you can show that you respect someone. Because a lot of us weren't raised the same. We didn't have balance, a two-parent home. 72% of us didn't. From the years of 1950 to 1998, 72% of us didn't have a balanced household, male and female, single parent. Maybe we weren't actively taught. A lot of young men were missing their male role models to show them what respect is, to tell them what respect is. So I want to address that. There is no accusation in this t-shirt line, in this dialogue, in this channel. There is no accusation, but there's a recognition that something is there, and there's an attempt to fix it. And I want to tell them how. I want to show them how on this channel. That's a part of my journey and my mission, is to show them how they can give that respect and be received in that way when maybe there wasn't anybody to show them that, okay? So one of the things I want to do is define. I like definitions because definitions set the tone, they set the standard, and you can look at that definition and see if you're meeting that. Or you can see maybe I'm not meeting it, and you want to look at what you can correct, okay? So respect. Respect is a feeling of deep admiration for someone elicited by their abilities, their qualities, and their achievements. Okay, it's a feeling of deep admiration. Can you deeply admire somebody who called you a bitch, told you to back that ass up, and bitches get to freaking? Are you going to admire someone like that based on what their abilities, qualities, and achievements are? Okay, can you admire someone like that, male or female? Okay, that's your bitch on the way. Okay, are you going to admire somebody who talks to you like that? Okay, if you can, there's an issue. Okay, it's a feeling of deep admiration. Okay, and the definition that we had decided on this channel for love is this: it is also a feeling, an intense feeling of deep admiration, deep affection, of fondness, of tenderness, warmth, intimacy, and attachment. Okay, are you going to be fond of someone who's calling you a bitch? Can you be fond of someone? Can you have tenderness and deep affection for somebody calling you a bitch? Many of us struggle with that. Okay, is it going to be warmth and intimacy and attachment to someone who's calling you a bitch? And telling you to back your ass up. Okay, can you? I found it difficult, and I will admit that I struggled with that. Let me turn my t-shirt collection around so you can see. This is the emotions line. The female and the male talk to each other. She's asking for love. She's asking for love. So what she's asking for by definition is an intense feeling from you of deep affection, of fondness, tenderness, warmth, intimacy, attachment. She's asking for that. That's what she's asking for, you to give her that feeling. And he is in return saying that he's on her team. Team Black Love. Okay. Team Black Love. Hashtag Team Black Love. He's on her team. Okay. And so they've started a dialogue. And so the key component that we have to work on, in my opinion, is first respect, showing respect, giving somebody that feeling of deep admiration because of their abilities, their qualities, their achievements. If you're with someone and you don't admire their abilities, their qualities, and their achievements, why are you with them? Okay, that's my question. So we want to go over ways that you can demonstrate respect. Okay, maybe you didn't know, maybe you weren't taught. These are ways that you show respect to someone. Number one, demonstrate trust. Okay, if you want to show somebody that you respect them, demonstrate trust. How do you do that? Not calling and texting them constantly. Where are you? What are you doing? Okay, you send them a text, give them a chance to respond. A couple of hours, maybe half the day. Text them, put the phone down, and go do something else. Because one, they're going to wonder why you have so much time to text. And then they're going to feel harassed, okay? Calling and texting constantly. That shows that you don't trust them, okay? What do you think they are? And then also, not going through their phone, okay? I heard so many stories of women trying to break into cell phones, trying to figure out what passwords are, sneaking and putting their thumb on the phone while they're sleeping, okay? Demanding they have the phone, demanding the key, the passcode, they want to get in it and look and see. You're not demonstrating trust when you do that, okay? I personally don't want to look in his phone. I ain't got time to do that. I have stuff to do, I don't want to go through his phone. If I think he's up to something, I'm going to ask him, what are you up to? You're free to go. You're not held captive here if you want to go do something or somebody else. So I'm not going to do all that. And so, however, this is the thing. I don't care if somebody want to look through my phone because I'm not doing anything. So you can look through my phone anytime you want to, but don't you call none of the numbers in there, which I had somebody do one time in the middle of the night. I was like, you can look through my phone. This fool called somebody on the phone. So I will not do that again without saying, hey, you can look now, but don't you call nobody. He had vendors that I work with actually calling me, oh, I missed your call. I'm sorry, what happened? It's because see, when people call me, because I was a director of nursing, when I call people, it's jobs, it's money for them. So you can't go through my phone and call nobody. I'm like, I'm sorry, I missed your call. Did you have a case for us? No, I'm saying, it was an accident, misdial, So, showing that you don't trust somebody by going on their phone isn't respect. It's not respecting them, okay? Number two, be mindful of how you communicate. And for me, this is the big one because my major love language is words of affirmation. We went over love languages before, and we can touch back on them again as well for those who are just tuning in. But be mindful of how you communicate. So that's a big one for me. Respect when you communicate. Be respectful when you communicate, okay? When you, one of the ways that you can communicate so that it doesn't become an argument, it doesn't become an accusation, they don't get defensive, is you can be certain to say, I feel this way when you do that. Okay, you can say, I feel ignored when I text you and you don't text me back. I feel disrespected when you curse at me and call me out of my name. Don't tell me about my ass. Don't call me a bitch. Because I feel disrespected. Okay. I feel unimportant if you go 3 days without calling me or texting me. I feel unimportant. Or I feel annoyed when you, say you're going to call me back and you don't. Just don't say you're going to call me back because you're not. Just don't say it. So I'll talk to you later. But I really get annoyed when somebody says, I'm going to call you right back. And you don't hear from them for a day or two. Which is fine. I'm okay with you not calling me. But, you can at least text me, say, hey, I got busy. I got tied up. I'm tired. I'll talk to you later, or whatever. But I hate with a passion when people say, I'm going to call you right back. Or let me call you back. And they never call back. That's just rude. When you are communicating and you want to show respect, don't shut down. If you got a lot on your mind, you're anxious or whatever, you don't shut down. You don't ignore the person and cut them off and quit talking to them. They feel unimportant. Why aren't they, able to comfort you or talk to you and help you work through it? Why can't you bounce ideas off of them? When you shut down, it shows a person that you're not, they're not important, that you don't trust them to help you. You don't trust them to be there. Don't shut down. Because to me, I'm like, why am I here if you're shutting down? If you've got a lot on your mind or something happened, why am I here? Don't shut down. Because to me, and I have actually stopped seeing people for doing that. Some I've known for years, actually. You shut down, don't talk to me. I can't use that. And so you also want to, if you're upset when something, pops off or whatever, or something happens, ask for the time to cool down. If you know you're too hot to talk, you're going to be ugly or nasty, or it's possible that you might go there, just ask for time. Say, hey, I gotta take a minute. I'm too upset to talk to you. I don't want to say nothing crazy. Give me a while. Matter of fact, even give me to tomorrow, as a matter of fact. And we can talk about it later. Now, I will admit that I am not good with that. And I need to sometimes, because I have said things I didn't mean to say. I meant it, but I didn't mean to say it. And so you have to ask for time. I am not good with that. But I have met people who are very good with that. And it's for the best. Okay, and then also, let's see what else we got. Oh gosh, we run on 12 minutes. I should have wrote this up. But I'm going to go over it again with you when I have a male co-host who's going to sound off on this with me. Also, number 3, be reliable and accountable. What that means, number 1 to me, is no lying. I cannot deal with you lying. Because number 1, I wonder, okay, so what's actually the real story? This was a lie I caught you in. What's the real story? Number 2, what are you hiding? Number 3, is this bigger than I think it could be? What is actually going on? And number 4, it makes the person feel like a fool, especially if they rolled for you or they defended you. Come to find out you're lying. So being reliable and accountable means no lying. Who am I that you have to lie to me? What am I going to do to you? Number 1, I rarely lie. I rarely lie, if ever. Number 1, I'm not good at that because you can see my feelings on my face. Number 2, I'm not going to remember to lie. And number 3, there's nobody and nothing that I fear enough that I have to lie. Okay, it is what it is. What you gonna do to me? Beat me? Okay. And so a part of being reliable and accountable is not constantly canceling events, dates. Showing up, office party. Don't cancel all the time. Can you pick me up from work? You canceling. I can't pick you up. Now I don't have a ride home. I got to pay an Uber. And so constantly canceling is disrespectful. Not showing up, refusing to apologize when you are wrong. That is not being reliable or accountable. Or even if you hurt their feelings and you didn't mean to. Refusing to apologize, not willing to acknowledge that person, not listening, that's not being reliable and accountable. And it's a sign of disrespect when you do that. Encourage time apart. We need a break sometimes, and because you either wear out your welcome, you get on their nerves, you're constantly there, they feel, plagued and harassed by you. So you want to encourage time apart. That is good, to disconnect, to unwind, to shut down. I usually take one day out of the week to disconnect from all human communications. I will answer text, and I might call you back tomorrow, but I do need time one day a week. It's usually Saturday that I completely disconnect from all human beings. Okay. Then also there's number 5, appreciate the differences, which means don't criticize things that they like to do or they enjoy that you don't like. Okay. Just let it go. It's what they do. So I appreciate the fact that you're different from me. That's what makes you male and female or whatever. Me, and you. I think that video games are stupid. Okay, I think the violent cartoons. But I know men who, will sit down for hours and play those things and, including my son and, try to be the best at the ball game or whatever. I think it's totally stupid. But I don't, you don't want to harp on that or repeat that or say that necessarily. I think gamers are ridiculous, but that's just my personal opinion. So I wouldn't want to criticize him because he likes that, there may be things I do that they don't like. Novels or whatever. I like vampire novels. And so maybe he thinks that's stupid because vampires aren't real. They're not. I know that. But so just because somebody likes something that you don't like, that doesn't mean you criticize them or pick on them for that. So you want to appreciate that. And personally, just be glad for the break unless it's excessive. Okay. Number 6, get to know yourself. Get to know what you like, what you don't like, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate, what you are willing to compromise on, what is a deal breaker, what is it you're not willing to compromise on. You have to know yourself in order to be able to tell the person you're with, these are my deal breakers. These are boundaries that you can't cross, or I won't be okay. So you do need to get to know yourself, and letting them know what your deal breakers are, what really sets you off, what's your pet peeve. Letting them know that is a sign of respect because you're giving them the chance to succeed. I believe in setting people up to succeed. So let them know what that is. Okay. And so we want to ask ourselves, the things we've been over, are you doing them? Okay. What kind of percentage of the time are you doing them? Okay. Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is, does this person matter enough for you to try to show them respect? Okay. If you got to call a woman a bitch, you got to, tell them about their ass, back your ass up, and your ass this and your ass that. If you got to do it, the bottom line is that that person doesn't matter enough. They don't matter enough for you to not do it. Okay. Are you willing to change to show that person the kind of love and respect that they want or that they deserve? And that's it. Those are my questions. And I'll try to come back later on around 1 with my male co-host, and we'll see how it goes. We'll get the male perspective. That's what's the important thing, is that this is a female and a male line, and I do want a male perspective on this. So I'll try to come back later with my male co-host, and for the day, I want to get different males from different walks of life, and we'll try to come back later and go from there. Okay, with that being said, y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them all real. Let me know what you think below. Okay?